towns across the street where the system is vastly different, they'll get a gallbladder the same day. They'll have it taken out. They'll get a knee in a day or two. I think just echoing, I can't remember your name, sorry. Steve. I didn't sleep much last night, a lot of phone calls.
Most doctors don't.
When you flood a system, like our system is about to be flooded, you cannot accommodate everybody, and that in turn leads to rationing. So.
And I will just, and then I'm going to go here. I'll just say politically, let's just look at Illinois. Right now, Medicaid, forget about public pensions, because that's a big deal too. Right now, Medicaid is bankrupting Illinois. I mean bankrupting Illinois. And you are going to just bombard Medicaid with more people in the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years. And it will crowd out everything else Illinois does. Yes, ma'am.
I want to talk about malpractice.
Malpractice.
AMA used to be the watchdog on poorly trained doctors. And I didn't know about what was happening to my father until he was dead. I had the proof, but I became a caretaker of my mother-in-law 21 days after my father died. So I didn't have the time to check. So this doctor is still practicing in 4 hospitals here. When I went and he was overloading with phenobarbital, Dilantin, after he came out of intensive care, at the same rate he was getting Dilantin, he was slowly taking off of it. Thanks to Epileptic Association, I got the information on Dilantin. I went to the library and found out this AMA could not verify his medical training except for him going to learn how to put a shunt in his neck at Evanston Hospital connected with Northwest. There is malpractice, but a lot of people want to get money. It's called greed, and we've got a sickness in this country called greed. AMA used to be the watchdog. Who is the watchdog for us people?
Thank you. Bad docs, what are we doing? What should we do? Start here, Rich.
The AMA really isn't the watchdog you might think it'd be. Only about 20% of us physicians are in the AMA, and a lot of us got out when they became.
Say that again.
Only 20% of physicians are in the AMA.
I'm not in it.
Do most people realize that?
No.
Yes.
Only 20% of physicians, hold on ma'am, are in the AMA. Go ahead.
When they supported Hillary Clinton, I said goodbye. Now, what you really need, everyone, is a good primary care doctor. Someone who knows you, your son, your family, and everyone. So my patients, I walk in the room, I start telling a joke. I don't say hello. I start right away. So when you come in your hospital, or your father comes in your hospital, I'm going to get you the doctors I know are good, the same doctors I send my family to. You go in the intensive care, I'm calling in, because I know them. Good doc. If you don't know where you're going, my father once told me streetwalkers wear many different types of clothes. Okay? And that's true. Doctors, some doctors are like that too, just like politicians. Get a good primary care doctor, and he will direct you to the place to go.
Dennis, answer this. There is malpractice.
Absolutely.
What do we do?
Sure. We watch. You find good doctors.
How do you get this speaker out? You don't have his picture you don't have his picture next to his name on the list of doctors from Northwest Community. I couldn't get, he was protected by the other hospital that my father was in. I had to take him in front.
See, I don't know that. If you
2.5 months longer, and he still was loaded with phenobarbital.
Thank you, ma'am.
2.5 months.
What does one do if they think they've been, if they've got a bad doc? Who watches? Who?
We watch in the hospital. And my nephew's a lawyer. He wanted to become a doctor, but he saw what I went through. He goes, Uncle, I don't see you for months at a time. I don't want to do that. He's a lawyer. And we had this discussion. He goes, well, if you doctors would police yourself. We do. But there are constraints we are put on by, guess who? The lawyers. There's privacy rules. So I say again, you get a good primary care doctor who knows what's going on. Get him, and a lot of these problems go away. I didn't say malpractice didn't exist. It does.
And to answer your question,
Hold
logistically,
hold on, ma'am.
Why did the hospital okay him? Why didn't they check him out before they put him?
Let him answer.
hospital put this doctor on their list on their staff, put a doctor that can practice in their hospital.
Thank you. Let him answer. Thank you.
there's a pretty rigorous process, at least, that exists now or over the past couple of years to getting on staff in particular hospitals. And you constantly, I think it's about once a year, you re-up your application. They go through everything you've done, if there's been any incidents or any issues in care or quality of care that are addressed on a yearly basis. And on a continual basis, there's a quality assurance program in the hospital. There's a medical executive committee that does look at doctors and their performances. So there are, and I don't know the particulars about your case, but there are definitely checks and
I've had
balances.
two happenings in the same hospital. And when I asked for the head doctor, was it the chief doctor?
Just Vice President Medical Affairs.
To a business man at the hospital, he could read at the nurse's station. I knew, and I got a lot of this from that person who was not a doctor, but
And-
represented the hospital.
And maybe you and I can talk about the particulars. And there's something we can.
I want to inform people that AMA is not the watchdog. Who is the watchdog?
We agree
AMA
with
is
you.
not the watchdog. They agree
We
with
agree.
you.
We agree.
Who's got a good final question? It better be a good one.
What can we do?
Well, let's go here and there. We'll end with these two. Go.
I assume the Medicaid eligibility in Illinois and everybody else will change drastically. Because right now, there's only 3 ways to get on Medicaid in Illinois. And so that will change totally. And include all of the people who have not been able to get jobs, cannot afford insurance, therefore, they will all have to go on Medicaid. That's just about 70% of the people in the state. And we
It's,
can afford that, right?
yeah, it's
It'll cost us $2.5 billion starting 2014.
it's safe.
And you won't have providers, because you're already having problems with providers getting off.
There you go, guys.
They're already
So
moving.
everybody's getting dumped on Medicaid, and there'll be no providers.
There are-
That sounds like a heck of a situation.
Right.
End it. You've been, by the way, you've been my MVP today. End it.
What can we do to help you and to help us?
Oh, man. Talk about it. Woo! All right, sit down.
She's thinking it's going to be a plant.
You led into my 45-minute conclusion. I don't have a 45-minute conclusion. We're ending right now. Let me end with this, guys. Look. I think it's come down to my industry. I can tell you that when it comes to the arguments on Obamacare, the other side has lost. And if they didn't feel that way, President Obama would be talking about it. So we've won the argument. We now all should know in this country that this thing will devastate our economy. It will bankrupt this country. It will ruin our healthcare system. And it will forever, ever, ever remove our freedoms.
That's right.
Sounds like a pretty bad thing. Now, what can you do? Now it's all about politics. And I love saying this to everybody I'm in front of. This next election is the most important election in our lives. And there's no more important issue than Obamacare, because it touches everything. Jobs, the economy, debt, who we are as a country. So it comes down to crass politics. I'm going to be running against a woman that supports Obamacare. I don't. Seems like a fairly easy vote. You guys pick what side you're on, and work your tail off for that person. I can tell you what, this president, though he won't talk about Obamacare, he knows he's done bad. He knows he's done bad. And I can tell you, I don't care who the Republican is, whichever Republican is in the White House is going to repeal this thing. If he doesn't, we will storm the White House. It's going to happen. It comes down to raw, respectful, raw politics. It's why I said yesterday, and I'm a big Second Amendment guy, if we don't get this right now, there's something going on in the streets. You had better be prepared to go to jail to defend what this country is. That's what Obamacare is all about. If you don't feel that in your bones right now, we've lost and Obama's won. Stay informed. What can you do? Make sure we got your email. Because this is going to be the fight of life in this district. Tammy Duckworth, this is going to be the fight of your life. She's on the wrong side of history.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I've become privy to the real birth certificate of Obama.
Can we talk about that after the time? Hey, stay informed on this issue. Give us your email. Give it up for our panel. God bless you. This is your fight. Get ready. Let's go. Thank you for coming. We are going to talk about this issue for the next 8 months. There's no more important issue. None. None. Demand the other side talk about it. Talk to our panel. Thank you.
Thanks, you too.
Huh? Hey, go up and get their names. Great panel.